Hey guys, it is so good to be back. It's been a little while, I think, several weeks since I've done a video. I've been busy with clients and running a course, and I've really been diving deeply into an exploration the last few weeks that I've wanted to let settle and digest and process before making a video about it. I've been watching a lot of Angelo DiLullo, in case any of you know of his work. I just have really resonated deeply with him and some of the things he's pointing to. And I've been playing around and exploring it with myself, just on a felt level, on a felt sense level, and seeing sort of where it all settles. And so I wanted to finally attempt to articulate some of what I'm seeing now and the way I'm really working with clients now and the direction I'm pointing. And so I thought I would start with just an email from a client and address her points. And in doing so, sort of shine a light on this broader direction that I'm moving in terms of really looking at programming, survival instincts, all those primal programs, those belief systems, those identities that we innocently acquire as children, as we're growing up, that we have learned. Our culture has taught us, our parents, our teachers, our media, friends, family have taught us, is ours, is me and mine. And it's just so amazing to see what happens when we can really, really start to see these programs, these survival instincts, these things we call fight, freeze, flight, fawn, these mechanisms of self-protection that we all have as programs running. They're not ours. They don't belong to us. And this is so key. This is where I've really, really seen something just completely new open up over the last few weeks, especially with really steeping in the teachings of Angelo DiLullo and Rupert Spira, who so eloquently and beautifully point in this direction of seeing programs, survival mechanisms, survival instincts as not ours. We don't own them. And when we can learn to drop the ownership and we can separate the I, the I, me, my, from these programs that run, these things we call freeze, avoid, numb, all these things that happen, these programs that run of I'm not good enough, I don't belong, I'm not safe. And then the things that happen as a result, like shutting down. I have a client, I love this phrase she uses. She says, I go into all systems shutting down. Well, that's not hers. It's not hers to own. It's not happening to her. She's not creating it. There are programs, there are these amazing primal, I kind of think of them as like caveman, caveman survival instincts and these collective energies. And why wouldn't they move through this space of us? And of course, when I say us, me, I don't mean 5'5" frame of Missy. I mean me, this aliveness, awareness, consciousness, this essence. So I want to read a little bit of this email from a client. I'm just picking out little pieces. She says, all I know is that for 5 years, I haven't lived. Survived is closer to the truth. I don't feel like me anymore. I keep thinking about what you said. Unfamiliar equals dangerous. That phrase is part of me now as much as my name. I think understanding the physiology of grief helps. So she's been studying the physiology of grief. But this applies to grief, fear, anger, rage, sadness. It applies to all of these emotions, which are all energy. And they're really amazing what she's seeing in terms of the survival, the those instincts, those survival programs, those self-protection programs that run naturally through all of us. And these were the three that really came up for her in relation to grief. But again, this could be in relation to fear. One of my clients calls it her existential fear. I used to call it my gun to the head terror. These are all just extra words for the same thing, fear. We've been taught to add all these extra details to things to make them seem solid and real and grippy. But what I really would love for us to begin to see is that these programs, so in her case from the email, her three programs that she's noticing are running are dissociation, immobilization, which is like freezing, I can't move, and energy conservation, which is exhaustion, a desire to sleep, lie around, just stay on the couch or in the bed. And we have been taught, especially in Western culture, these three things, dissociation, immobilization, and energy conservation, we've been taught to view these as weaknesses, as character flaws, as personality traits that you really need to work on to fix yourself, because nobody likes anyone that's dissociated, immobile, or napping and lying around all the time. But we were taught those things. These are programs running, and they make sense. And I love that she sees this. These programs are actually sophisticated protections, which our bodies use to help us survive when there's a belief that something is unbearable. When there's a belief in separation that I can't handle this, I can't cope. When that belief is running and active and identified with, dissociation, immobilization, and energy conservation are brilliant survival mechanisms. They're not personal. They're not about you and your life. They're just part of this collective energy, this collective consciousness. These programs of shutting down, of freezing, or of fighting. When I say freezing, I don't mean like burr, cold. I mean freezing like I'm paralyzed. I literally can't move. I can't do the thing you're asking me to do. I'm frozen. I'm immobile. Or I love this, the energy conservation program. Brilliant. Aside from our culture saying you shouldn't be napping, you shouldn't be sleeping, you should be up, you should be through this now, you should be over this by now. Aside from all that, that program of energy conservation is brilliant in the way that it is trying its best to protect a body. And then she kind of describes how she feels this. So she describes dissociation, our body's ingenious way of creating distance from what appears to be, what seems to be too much to handle. So when that belief, this is too much, is present, how brilliant that the system kind of shuts down. It's like a circuit breaker. It's brilliant. Immobilization, she says, I feel stuck, like falling into a well with no way out, like there's no way to move through it, like I'm not making progress. The weight is paralyzing. If shock is involved, it makes that form of grief the hardest to move through. Yeah, I think this is a really good program to look at. This immobilization, again, this I can't do it. I'm stuck. I can't move forward. I can't make progress. These, again, are programs running. Nothing has gone wrong in these. So, and then she talks about the energy conservation, which feels like all systems shut down. I got to sleep. I got to rest. Even if I've had 10 hours of sleep, I just need to sleep more. And here's the thing. So speaking to this and to just in general, what I'm seeing and how I'm working with clients these days, we don't want to dismiss these programs. We don't want to push them away anymore. We want to see that they're here. They're running, they're active. It's not because of anything you've done. It's not because of anything I've done. These programs don't belong to me. These programs don't belong to you. So if there's avoidance happening, if there's numbing happening, if there's all systems shut down happening, if there's sleeping, lots of sleeping happening, these aren't about you. And so our first thing we really, really want to start seeing is we want to separate that I, me, from what's happening, what's coming up. Because everything that's coming up, I kind of picture, just to make it simpler for my little mind, I kind of picture it like this well of programs and beliefs. And it's just always kind of been there. But we're at a place in our lives where we're ready to start actually seeing and feeling what has been asking to come up or come through us for a while. But we've always had so much conditioned judgment around it and judgment against ourselves. Why am I like this? Why can't I be normal? All the judgment and the shame. So to make this simple, I've kind of broken this down into like 2 or 3 little parts. First, we begin just seeing that a program's running. So how do we see that? What I tend to ask myself, the rhetorical question I ask is, what experience do I not want to have right now? I don't mean what circumstance. I mean, what internal experience do I really not want to have? So what sensations in the body do I not want? What emotions do I not want to feel? What sensations do I not want to feel? So for me, I tend to just find myself asking, what experience do I not want? That's the best, to me right now, indicator of the program that's asking to please, please be brought closer. Please bring me in. Please get to know me. One of my biggest sort of programs, again, not mine, but the one that arises in this space the most is along the lines of, I'm not good enough. I don't belong. And so guess what? I get to see just constant outpicturing right now, examples, things that come up in my life to shine a bright light on this program. I'm not good enough. I don't belong. I mean, I could probably point to a dozen just in the last week of just little circumstances that came up that didn't feel good. But now I'm on to it. All those people and circumstances that I used to call triggers, they're just little like spotlights. Like, hi, that program's running. I'm not good enough. I don't belong. So that's the first one. What experience do I not want to have? All right. So with I'm not good enough, I don't belong. I don't want that pain in my throat. I don't want that squeeze in my belly. I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel not good enough. Okay. Okay. Just notice that. There's the program or the programs. I'm not good enough. I don't belong. And I don't want to feel certain things. I don't want to feel sensations in the body. I don't want to feel emotions. Okay, great. Just notice that. And notice how the mind wants to make it all mean something and say something about you. Fine. Come back. And then the second kind of part that I'm really enjoying these days, and I've been doing this so much with my clients lately, and we're really sort of settling into this. Once the programs are seen and they're not identified with, they're not mine, but they're here. They're here to be brought close so we can sort of reintegrate them into the love that we are. I like to ask these 2 questions just to sort of open the door to the programs. What would you like to tell me today? And how can I make you feel more welcome? So let's just pick this one apart a little bit. So if the program's there, I'm not good enough, I don't belong. And with that is sadness, a ball on the throat, and some icky in the belly. Well, I want to bring that whole thing closer. What would you like to tell me today? And how can I make you feel more welcome? I actually want to bring that sweet, I picture her, I don't know why, it's just a her, this little ball of feminine energy. Like, come here, come closer. Let me get to know you. Remember, that's not mine. It's not my program. It's not my sadness. It's not my anything. So bring her closer. Bring it closer. Bring that program closer. And feel her. Feel it. The only thing we humans in these human costumes are ever up against are sensations in the body and emotions. Everything else is the extra detail of circumstance. And circumstance on their own, circumstances are neutral. And I know a mind is going to kick that out and have all kinds of temper tantrums. And there's going to be all kinds of examples and evidence that that's not true. But circumstances arising, even the big ones, they're neutral. And then there's all the programming and learned beliefs about them. So let's start there and let's feel it. Let's soften around it. I have this little card I keep up here. Here it is. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. What is the softest way I can meet this experience? What if there is a way to welcome this experience? We want to honor these programs. They are not ours, but they are here. So we don't want to dismiss them. We don't want to cast them aside. What experience are you wanting to hold at bay, hold at a distance? What emotions and physiological sensations are being kept at bay because there's still some beliefs, some programs running? We want to soften and expand around them and say, come closer. I am the capacity to hold you, to get to know you, to reintegrate you into who I am, unconditional love. And that is how these programs, all these programs that are universal, I'm not safe, I'm vulnerable, I'm not good enough, I don't belong, all the big ones, it's how they begin to lose their grip. And then we just find ourselves doing things. The last thing I want to say is a mind will jump in and want to make this about behavior. So for example, there was an event I was invited to. This was a week ago or so. And there was as soon as I knew about the event, my whole body crunched. Brilliant. The body's always right. The body's so freaking brilliant. The body crunched. I can't go. No. Oh my God. No, I'm too anxious. So I paused. Okay. What's the experience I don't want to have? I don't want to have humiliation or embarrassment if I don't fit in. I don't want to have the experience of certain feelings in my body, physiological experiences. And I don't want to have emotions like, I'm not good enough. I'm sad. I don't belong. Okay. A mind is going to want to turn that into, and so you better go. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying going, not going, irrelevant. But be fully present to the programs that are asking for some attention, some love, some welcoming. Bring them closer. And behavior will do what behavior does. Action will do what action does. But We're so mesmerized. We've been taught to focus our attention out and mark progress and mark behaviors and track all these things as like the thing for healing and the thing for waking up. No, stay internally focused. Stay with the sensations, the raw emotions, the raw energy of sensations. Bring the programs in. Behavior will take care of itself. You'll do stuff, you won't do stuff. It's irrelevant. Stay internal, stay within. Eventually, within won't even be this. Within will be way back here, within the truth, within aliveness, within life itself. But for now, stay within as much as the mind wants to pull you back out. What experience am I trying not to have? What programs are arising that are not mine, but they're asking to be met, greeted, held? This is the most amazing exploration right now. It really brings everything back to the basic sensation level. And what I'm going to be talking about over the next few weeks is really now, what do we do with the body then? What do we do with sensation? I hesitate to say body, but I'm going to say body for right now. How do we bring it all together? How do we bring sensation, stories, programs, beliefs all together so that we're even 2% softer and 2% more spacious back here? I'm really excited about this. I won't even call it a new direction. It's just where I'm now exploring. And I hope you'll come along with me. Thanks, guys. Bye.